In this video, I want to talk about things that make me uncomfortable about e-discovery. Now, we do a number of things, number of steps when we do e-discovery. We do ingestion, we do imaging, we do OCR, we'll do all kinds of things. And most of them are sort of fine. They're well-established processes. We follow them and we feel good about them. But there are some of them that just make me uneasy. And I think we should either not do them or change how we do those things. So let's talk about that. Now, the first thing that makes me really uncomfortable is when client asking to remove near duplicate files. You know, we, let's say, perform processing and clients saying, hey, I'm still seeing duplicates. You know, there are problems, can you run near duplicate detection? So we run it and we say, okay, here are the results. And they go and say, yeah, let's just drop that anything that's 95% similar, just get rid of them. We're not even going to look at them. And that always makes me uneasy. I'm always thinking and imagining a situation where someone could reply to email twice and say two different things, one with the word not or something like that. And those two emails would be, well, almost 100% identical, but they're actually not in the meaning. So I always advise for people to include near duplicates in the review set, just sort them together and review them anyway. Again, it's my personal thing. Some people are okay taking the risk and removing them, but that's just one of the things that makes me really uncomfortable. Next is different text extraction engines. Now, we know when we're processing that different software uses different algorithms to get text from native files and emails, and we sort of understand that either company developed their own proprietary technology or they're licensing something like DT search or some other technology to get text out of emails and eDocs. However, the problem I have is when one application gives you multiple options to use different text extraction engines. Well, what's wrong with that, you may ask? More options is better. Yes, that's true. However, problem I have is you could have two clients, two companies or multiple companies using same exact version of software, loading same data, however, picking different text extraction engine, they will get different extracted text. They will get different results. So two companies process same data with different options, running search term report, will get different number of hits. To me, it's just crazy. Well, it's not crazy. It makes me uncomfortable. I feel like if someone says, I've used following software, following version, and if someone else uses the same software with the same version, they should get exactly the same results. It shouldn't be dependent on all the different text extraction engines and so on. Everyone should be able to repeat those results. Again, kind of a personal thing, something that makes me uncomfortable. Okay, the next item deals with use of custodian field. Well, you say, what's wrong with custodian field, right? We use it all the time. Well, yes, when we used to assign custodian to like a scanned documents, paper, that's all fine. However, when we started doing electronic discovery, we started doing processing and using global deduplication, custodian field doesn't really help us anymore. And of course, you could say, well, what's wrong? We sort by it all the time, we filter, we find documents, but let me explain. So let's say you have two custodians. One has 1,000 documents and the other one has 1,000 documents. If you process custodian A first and then custodian B, documents from custodian B will deduplicate against custodian A. So A is going to have 1,000 records and B, let's say 500. But now if you process them in a different order, custodian B first and A second, well, you get 1,000 records from custodian B and 500 from A, right? Just simplifying here. So you see, filtering now by custodian gives you completely meaningless results. It all depends on which order data was processed. So custodian field, if anything, should be called loading custodian or loaded as custodian or something like that. But okay, practically, what should we do with the custodian? Well, simply, custodian field should not be used and you should always be using all custodians field. That's the only field you should be using for custodian searching, filtering, and so on. All right, and the last thing that I talked about literally a million times is repairing PST files. People like say, can you repair this? Oh, we repaired the PST. And I always feel like, why? Why are you doing that? This is not right. You have to think of a PST like a zip file. If you have a bad zip file, you would never, ever consider repairing it. You would always get a replacement. So same thing with the PST. You should not be repairing it unless there is no way to obtain a new copy. Because whenever you are repairing, you're losing information that was damaged. So that is the final thing that makes me uncomfortable about ediscovery. All right, I'm gonna go walk around that castle for a little bit, see what I can find. But in the meantime, if you can think of things that make you uncomfortable about ediscovery, be sure to share it with me in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow on LinkedIn, subscribe on YouTube, and I will see you next time. Well, I already finished all my talking points, but found this cool spot. Oh well.